Hello, hello, hello. I hope that everyone is having a great day. Happy Monday to everyone. This is your girl, Devonna Boone, Coach Devonna Boone. I am here very briefly to give you guys a little bit of information today. Alrighty. So hopefully you guys will tune in, and if you do not tune in now, hopefully you guys will be able to catch the replay. However, we all know that October is definitely Domestic Violence Awareness Month, right? So a lot of times we all talk about why the woman doesn't leave, or why does she stay, or all of these things like, girl, you just need to get out. However, as the quote says, if you do not plan, you plan to fail, right? So it is very important to create a safety exit plan whenever you're trying to leave an abusive situation. Okay. So today I'm going to give you guys, I think, about 7 tips on what you can do to create this plan to help you leave in a manner that will create a better outcome, a safer outcome for you. Okay. So, as the caption, if you guys can see that, is domestic violence awareness and how you leave matters. Okay. So, I hope you guys can see down below, flashing across the screen. I have the National Domestic Violence Hotline number, that is 800-799-7233. Also, their website is thehotline.org. Okay. And I'm going to talk about their website in a little bit. Okay. So, hello to everyone that is watching now, and to everyone that will catch the replay. If anything that I say on this live you find as though it is beneficial to you, please comment, like, or share. And I am grateful to you all. Okay. So, number one thing that you can do is keep a backpack with your essentials, meaning your clothing, some type of ID. If you can get a second copy of your ID or passport or something, some type of identification, keep that in your bag. Also, any type of legal documents you need. Your Even if you need to have a journal so you can like document your mental and emotional state as you're going through this process when you do decide to leave. And then any valuables that you think that you can take that is lightweight, that will be able to fit in that bag. Of course, when you're fleeing or leaving, you can't take everything with you. But of course, pack some valuables that you feel as though you just cannot live without. And put this bag in like a secret location, or even talk to a family friend or colleague that you solely trust, that will be able to hold this bag for you, so when you do flee, that you have easy access to it, right? Also, in your breakout bag or escape bag, you want to at least have some money available to you in that bag. And if you don't have money that you can put aside in that bag, make sure you talk to your family or friend or colleague that you have trusted to keep that bag, letting them know what the situation is. And if for any reason that you get to a point where you are fleeing, that you will need them to give you a loan, right? So that you can sustain yourself purchasing gas or food or whatever that thing is that you're going to need to help you sustain yourself in your escape, right? Number two, all right, is make sure you disable any type of like location services on your phone. Like iPhone, you have Find My Phone or Find My iPhone, or whatever type of location devices that you have on your phone. You want to disable those. Okay. So when you leave, that your abusive partner is not able to locate you by your device. Okay. And you also want to remember the route that you're going to go, wherever this is that you're going to need to escape your safe space, your safe haven, whatever that resource is for you. You want to make sure that you remember the route by heart, right? Because you're not going to have your phone to like navigate or use your GPS, because some of those things, you might have some tech savvy partners. We don't know how far they will go to try to keep track of you and find out where you are. So you just want to make sure that you disable any type of location services that can pinpoint where you are or where you are going. Okay. Also, number three, know where you can go, okay, and then like what times of the day or night that it is safe for you to go to that location, right? So like transitional homes, shelters, emergency shelters, all these places have like designated times of entry or intake, right? So if you need to figure that out, like you want to call these places, call these resources, find out what times they open, close, if they're open 24 hours, what time do they accept intakes. All of those things are very important, right? Because you don't want to go to a location thinking that you're gonna be housed there and they're actually closed, or they're not accepting anyone, or they're full to capacity. All right. And then also be sure to tell your trusted family or friends what's going on so that they can support you. During this time, it is very important that you have a support system, okay? It's very, very important that you have a support system. You're going to need help, not just emotionally, but physically. You're going to need someone to maybe watch the children while you go handle business, or just someone that can listen to you, to kind of vent to take the stress off of you. You're going to need a support system. Okay. So make sure you start working on that now. Even if it's just one person, two people, let it be someone that you can trust and that you know that they will not go back to your abuser and disclose information or disclose your location. That's very, very important. Also, number four, call your local shelters, right, to discuss possible resources, and have those emergency numbers saved in your phone, and not only saved in your phone, but written out and put into your escape bag or your breakout bag or your safety bag. Like put the list of the emergency shelters or emergency resources written down on a piece of paper and stashed away in your safety bag, because we all know abusive partners sometimes will break your phones out of anger, or take your phone, hide it, and so now you don't have a phone, you don't have any way of contact, you don't have any way to find the number and the resources that you have already previously set up. So make sure you have a backup plan, and if you do save it in your phone, save it under like a code name or some type of pseudonym or something, so that if they're going through your phone, because we know how these relationships go, if they're going through your phone, they will not see a shelter name or some type of domestic violence resource and then delete it, or provoke him or her to get angry and lash out on you. Okay. Also, even if you don't go to the shelter, the emergency shelter or transitional home that you have called and got the information from, even if you don't go to them, they're still good for resources, right? They can still provide you with some resources that you're going to need to help keep you safe. All right. And also, if you don't have a computer or no access to the internet, every library has free internet access, right? So you would just have to go to your nearest library, or go to one that you feel safe without feeling like that your abuser may pop up on you. But go to that computer and do the information, or do the stuff that you need to do, research the things that you need to research, all for free, right? Sometimes they require you to have a library membership in order to use their computers, but that's still free to just sign up for that You would just need to have an ID, I believe, to sign up to get a library membership. All right. Number 5, if children are involved, right, create a signal for them to get in the car or get in whatever vehicle you're going to escape in, or either some type of signal to where they know to go to a safe space and hide until you come and get them. Like, because you never know the situation you may leave in the midst of. A very toxic, traumatic situation, and you may need your child to just be in a safe space until you're able to actually flee the home. Okay. And you also want to make sure that you practice this, and you also want to make sure that you stress the importance of them not trying to get involved and trying to help, because as a child, that's like the number one thing, the first instinct when you see your parent getting hurt or getting abused. You want to go and help. You want to call out and cry and you want to do something that makes you feel as though you're helping, right? But you want to make sure that you stress to them that the best way for them to help you is for them to be safe, right? And to just listen and follow your direction. Okay. That's very, very important. Also, number 6, have a plan for how you'll leave during each time of the day, right? Because if you leave in the morning versus if you leave after work versus if you leave after church or if you leave late at night, right? All of those situations are going to have slight differences, right? So you want to make sure that you have a plan for each time of the day that you possibly could have to escape, right? And then last but not least, have a plan for the next couple of days after you leave, because safety is your number one priority, right? So you want to make sure that after you leave, now what, right? What is next? Like, what is the next thing? So you have to figure out what is next for you, right? Write that out, because again, if you fail to plan, you plan to fail. All right. So as I have posted on this stream, the National Domestic Violence Hotline number is 1-800-799-7233. This website is www.thehotline.org, and it's on the stream as well. This website is full of resources. If you feel as though you may be in an abusive situation, but you're not quite sure, because again, domestic violence comes in all shapes, forms, personalities, colors, creeds. And so what you're used to seeing as abuse, but then what you're receiving may not be what you envision as abuse. However, it may be abuse, right? So if you're being controlled, if you're being manipulated, if you're being coerced into sexual pleasures, if money is being controlled, if money is being taken away from you, if you have if you're being isolated, if you're being talked down to, all of these are forms of abuse, right? Abuse is not just physically putting their hands on you, black eyes, scratches, burns, is other forms of abuse, right? So if you think that you're a person that is experiencing abuse, but you're just not quite sure, this website also has information on how to identify yourself as being a victim, right? How to identify abuse, right? Also, another great resource that I found, I'm just going to point out these two, but you guys can go on this website and find all of the resources that they have. But they also have a interactive guide for you to create a safety plan. So even though I'm talking here now and I'm trying to tell you the steps on what you need to do, or what aspects you need to incorporate in your safety exit plan, this website gives you a guide on how to actually create one. So if you're like, okay, Devonna, that's good information, but girl, I don't even know where to start, where to begin, where to end, where the middle is, none of that. So that's fine. That's normal. And because they know what situation you're in, they are meeting you where you are, and they are providing this resource for you. So again, if you don't have internet access at home, Go to a library, use their free internet, get on this website, www.thehotline.org, and go on there, find the link that says interactive guide or create a safety plan, right? And go on there and figure your way out. It's like literally step by step, and it's going to ask you for information. And if you need assistance, there's like a chat line that will help you to create your plan. Also, there's a link up there for local resources. So if you're in an area and you're like, well, I don't even know where my nearest shelter is, I don't know where my nearest transitional housing is, I don't know where any resources for domestic violence victims are, this website also provides you with a link for local resources. Okay, y'all. So this website is very, very beneficial. Even if you don't want to talk to someone on the phone, you're able to do a live chat, and you're also able to text via your phone. Okay, so check out the website. All the resources that you need as a victim is there. Um, and most important, I want to stress that it is very important that you create that support system of family, friends, or colleagues, okay, that you can trust, that you know is not going to disclose your location, is not going to tell your abusive partner where you are, what you're doing, blah, blah, blah. You need a safe space mentally, physically, emotionally. And even if they've tried to help you before, do not feel bad that you turned down their help before. And now that you're really, really in need, and now that you have your mind made up and you're like, well, they tried to help me before, I know they're not going to try to help me again. No, ma'am. Do not let your pride and your ego get in your way of your help and your support system. Tell them what is going on. Tell them, yes, I know you tried to help me before. I wasn't ready then. I'm ready now, and I need you. And then also, because a lot of people don't understand domestic violence, even though people talk about it all the time, a lot of people don't understand what all the different aspects of domestic violence looks like. So even if you're not the one that's being physically abused, and you just have to get out, because at this point this person has made you feel like you are crazy, you are losing your mind. There, some people just don't understand that, right? So give them the resource to look up or research domestic violence, so that they can kind of understand what you're going through a little bit better, and have a little bit more empathy and knowledge base to give you the assistance that you need. Okay, so that is very important. So tell them what you went through or are currently going through, and like I said, even suggest that they research domestic violence so that they can have a better understanding of it and have a better knowledge base to be able to assist you. And then a good old fun fact to give you guys today: domestic violence is the common cause of homelessness for women. In addition, the system failures contribute to their homelessness because the shelters are full to capacity and are forced to turn away the unhoused survivor. Okay. And you have different types of systems, right? You have a shelter, which is most likely going to be gender mixed, like you're going to have men, women, children all mixed up, and more than likely they're not going to have domestic violence specific resources for you. Then you have emergency shelters that provide a short-term living arrangements, and sometimes they provide accommodations. However, those accommodations again may not be specific to domestic violence victims. So you have to make sure that you find a shelter or emergency shelter that's going to cater to your need. And even though a lot of times those places are full to capacity, keep trying. Leave your name, number, so that they can call you and contact you. Ask them if they have resources to get you a hotel for a couple of days, couple nights, because sometimes even if they are full to capacity, they have the resources to pay for you to get a hotel or pay your rent at a transitional home. So leading to that, transitional housing provides longer terms for housing, anywhere from 3 to 6 months to a year. and their services are domestic violence specific. So their resources and services for you, if you go to a transitional home that is specific for domestic violence victims, their resources are going to be catered for you as well. Okay, so those are the different like aspects that you need to kind of like research and figure out, okay, if I leave, how is this going to unfold? What am I gonna, what, how is this going to work, right? And so what I want to leave you guys with is the need is here. We all know that the numbers are crazy. If you guys have not watched the replay of Soul Work Saturday from this past Saturday, please tune into that. Hit, watch the replay of it, and get the information from that. We shared some statistics and facts about the numbers and how things are growing and not getting less. Like the numbers for domestic violence is just really crazy. And so the transitional homes, the shelters, everything is like running over to capacity, right? And so when I first started Natalie's Place, someone was like, well, isn't people already doing that already? And I'm like, yeah, there's people doing transitional housing. However, no one is like Natalie's Place. And number two, there's still a need. So even if there is 500 people doing transitional homes, there's only one Natalie's Place, right? And so Natalie's Place is here. We are a transitional housing program where we offer resources and services to help women and their children who are victims of domestic violence fleeing from their home. We give them not only a safe haven, but we provide them with the services and resources that they need to help them become thriving survivors. Okay, so our home is catered to the victim of domestic violence. So whatever you need as a victim, that is what you will find at Natalie's Place. And so I just wanted to give you all that information. Make sure you understand that if you do not plan, you plan to fail. Okay. And as I told you guys, like domestic violence is the common cause of homelessness for women, right? Because a lot of times the abusers may take your rights to the money away. You may not have a car, you may not have a debit card, you may not even have a job because they've isolated you so much. However, you need to create your support system, right? Make sure that the people you have in this support system, or the one person in this support system, is someone that you trust and that you can depend on. Okay, and then you create your plan on how and what you're going to do when you get out, and you make contact with those resources. So if you've went to the library, you've done your research your on the emergency shelters, on the shelters or the transitional homes, and you've chosen a place, make sure that you contact them. I have people contact me a lot, and they'll say, well, I'm trying to leave on such and such date. And I'm like, okay, love, well, this is what we can do, this is what we can do. Like, I even help them create a plan of safety, like, because most of the time people don't think that this is important, but I'm like, no, this is very important, because you can lose your life if you do not take this seriously. Okay, so I'm just here to bring awareness to domestic violence and bring awareness to the resources that are out here. And even though the shelters are full to capacity, please do not let that discourage you and make you feel like that this is the end, that no one is here to help you, and that the resources are not out there. Because even though one door is closed, another one will be open. All right, so I encourage you all today to stay steadfast, be encouraged, and even though it looks rough, it feels rough, all things are working together for your good. Okay, and I promise you, your latter will be greater. Just don't give up. Don't die in your mess, but become aware to what you have going on and then act accordingly, right? So if you want to live, create that plan, manifest it, right? And do what you need to do to create the life that you desire. Domestic violence is not the end of you. It is not who you are. It's just what you are experiencing. Okay, so hello to everyone that is watching and that will watch this replay later. I appreciate you all so much. Please like, comment, or share this video. We need people to know and become aware of what domestic violence is and the resources that are out here, and also what is going to be required for you or a person that is a victim to actually survive and get on the other side of this thing. Okay, so happy Monday to everyone. I hope that this was beneficial to you all. And again, as I said before, the numbers are crazy. So if it's not you who's watching this that is a victim, it is someone you know. I promise you, it is someone you know. So please, like, share this, share this, share this. Even if you don't want to share it on your page, because I'm funny about that too. I'm like, I don't want all this on my page. All right. So just inbox somebody, share it via messenger, share it via text message. However, let people know that if you don't plan, you plan to fail. Okay. And a safety exit plan is necessary when you're trying to flee a domestic violence relationship or situation. All right. So I love you guys. I hope these 7 tips have helped you all. I hope this information has enlightened you and giving you some knowledge base on the resources that are available and what's required for a person that is experiencing domestic violence to flee their home, but flee to a safe haven and not just to the streets. Okay, because we don't want to leave one problem just to have another one, right? We want to move forward in healing and prosperity. And again, you have to have a plan. So, all right, y'all, I love you so much. I love you, love you, love you. Thank you so much, y'all. Bye.